Hello and welcome back to another episode from the Studio Block server. My name is Weird and Bearded, and I have been having quite a busy weekend, and I thought I would catch you guys up with some changes I've made on the server before we get into today's episode. So, first of all, I've added a couple of mods just to my client. I've not added them to the actual server, but clients with not clients, mods, which will potentially be useful for future recording stuff. So the first one is a mod called Macrocraft. So one of the issues that we have, especially when doing cinematic stuff, is we can make custom animations, but they don't get captured by mocap or the replay mod. So if we need to repeat them over and over again, we needed to find another way. So Macrocraft is going to allow us to do that. And you can very simply go into macros. I've got a macro set up called line. I'll talk about why that is in a moment. It's already loaded in, and you can just start playing the macros. So in this case, all it does is capture your inputs. So I just walked in a straight line for a while. Quite a long while, as you can see, 15 minutes. And then we can stop that. It does keep holding down whatever buttons were being held at the time. That's not a problem, because then you can stop that. That's going to be very useful to us because we can use it to activate animations, and because it's just taking the inputs, it all works. Now, why was I walking in a straight line? And why was it for 15 minutes? Because I wanted to load in the world, because I've got rid of Bobby. And instead, I don't really know why I flew up to the chair. I was going to go into camera mode anyway. I now have distant horizons, so we can see so far into the world. And oh, this is filling me with inspiration, because I just want to fill this world with builds. So we can see over there we've got our gaming area. We can see the trophies. That's going to be the assault course. Can't identify anything else. We've got some beacons. Those are for other things. Can I see? I can't see the slime village, but it may just be behind some hills. Over there, of course, we've got the Studio Block sign. We've got the Bearded Tavern. We've got the cobblestone, the tree farms. We've got the iron farm. There's the nicer village over there. The shulker farm. What's that? That's going to be the drowned farm. There's the house we built just last week. That seems to be everything that I can identify over there. Oh, we've also got the slime farm, and then that. I couldn't figure out what that was. I had to get in closer to see what it was. That is Beast's build from the build challenge that we did. So that is the ruined castle that he made. So yeah, I love that we're going to be able to see so much further. What I also did, which is going to be this way. Yes, this way. And you can see it from here. I made a little box. A fun little box. Because something I've started in the live streams, and this is going to be a live stream only project, I'll show it in the videos once it's completed. I have started working on our first kind of cinematic little scene. There's been a lot of experiments to see what can we make, what can't we make. And if I can pull off this final experiment, then we can make anything. So we've got the front of a house here, but the reason it's over here is because I built a green screen. Which, now I'm in, especially if I get rid of the minimap, it becomes very hard to find my way out of. So yeah, head over to the live streams if you want to see this new project. I'm going to see if I can find my way out of here. And then we'll get on with the main thing for today's episode. So last week, we were building the house over there. And I actually had about an hour's worth of recording with Beast and Spider, who came over to watch the thing being built in real time. And it ended up not going into the episode. There was nothing that really added to what was being said in the episode, and the episode was already at the length I wanted it. But we did have a long conversation while it was being built up, during which this was said. Oh, something else I thought about while doing this, by the way, Spider, is do you mind if I redo your masons?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So that's what we are going to be working on today. I am going to head over to the trading hall. And I want to work on the masons. I want to get them all... Well, not necessarily all of them switched out. I want to get a good number of them switched out with new masons. I want to keep the number of them the same. Because this is all about increasing how much terracotta we can get. Because if we go in, we can see there is a lot of masons. I have not counted them, but they run from there through to the end. The same on the other side, and there are some here. And they've all been labelled with what they sell. So this one, green glazed terracotta and cyan terracotta. And initially, what Spider was doing was trying to get a good variety of colours going. But I've realised that that's not important. Because we've got universal dyeing on the server. And what that means is, if you're dyeing terracotta, for example, you don't need plain terracotta. We can take white terracotta and dye it orange, as an example. So it doesn't actually matter what colour terracotta they sell, as long as they all sell terracotta. But we can always make glazed terracotta from regular. We can't make regular from glazed. So the best way for us to get mass amounts of terracotta is to make sure none of them are selling glazed terracotta. So I'm going to get rid of all of the masons that are selling glazed, and we're going to bring new ones in until we have masons that only sell regular terracotta. This shouldn't take too long. The only thing is we don't have any regular villagers at the moment, so I'm going to turn on the villager breeder and AFK for a little bit before I get started. Oh! Some of them have already been moved. And two of them are regular ones. Oh well. So I've been AFK for an hour. I wanted to get up the supply of villagers. And after that hour, we've got 4. This is going to be really slow if we're getting 4 villagers an hour. So I decided to do a little bit of investigating. I've not really looked at the villager breeder properly before. So I went up and had a look at the villager breeder. And I noticed something a little worrying. I actually broke all of the crops because I wanted to see what the light levels were like. So crops need a light level of at least 9 to grow. And we have quite a large patch of level 8. And also it's just quite a small villager breeder. So I'm going to get all this stuff replanted. But what I'm thinking is, if I go into free cam mode, down by the villagers, we've got a nice big space that's not being used for anything. So I might just build a big villager breeder using all the tricks to get villagers out as quickly as possible. And just build something up next to here. I've been thinking about a design. So I'm going to gather what I think I need and build a villager breeder. Well, this seems to have gone well. We currently have 3 farmers on this side. I don't know where the third one... Hang on. 3 farmers on this side and 2 farmers on the other side. I know what I'm doing. One of these farmers already had some carrots, which is useful because I forgot to grab some. So yeah, 4 farmers on each side, plenty of farmland, so we should get carrots going through nice and quickly. We also have bees flying in, so they will come to the middle, get some flowers, and then on the way back, hopefully they will pollinate any carrots that they go past, which speeds up the growth process. Get things going even faster. So we're going to end up with 8 farmers, and we have 42 beds, which is plenty of beds. I have just taken out an extra composter on the back of each one to make it 8 farmers instead of 16. Maybe I put them back. It can only speed things up. It means there's going to be more of a wait time until we have enough farmers. But I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to be hanging around here until I see enough on either side. Then I'm going to open up the trapdoors. We also have a lever on the outside which will bring these blocks up so they can't see the beds anymore. And if they can't see the beds, they're not going to try to make more villagers because there are no beds to be filled. So that is our villager breeder. I'm going to wait and watch for a bit. And I think I'm going to put those composters back. It's taken some time, but we now have 8 farmers on either side. So it's time to test, because the whole idea of this was that the other villager breeder gave me 4 villagers in an hour. So I should see what this will give me. I've cleared all the villagers out from here so that I can get a nice head count, and they are all over here. I'll deal with them later. But for now, 1 hour, I'm going to be sleeping at night because I was doing that with these guys, so it's only fair. And I think I'm going to double flick the lever just so that when you put it down, it turns on. That's not going to be a problem. Let's find out how many villagers my breeder will produce. We've gone from 4 villagers an hour to 44 villagers an hour. I think that will do. Something I forgot to mention earlier, in case people are using my builds for any inspiration. I forgot to make sure there was a 2-block gap above the beds, otherwise they are not recognised, so, you know, do that. But with those 44 villagers, and the 21 villagers over here, that may well be enough to sort out the masons. So I'm going to figure out what my setup's going to be, and then I'll show you how we're dealing with the masons. But so far, this is actually going rather well. We have a system. The system is working. So far, I mean, I've only been doing it for getting villagers out and not put any villagers back in, but we've got this little cage set up of trapdoors around anybody that needs to be removed and where people will be going back in. I go up, put down the boat, break the trapdoor, and they walk straight into the boat. I mean, that was better than a lot of them. A lot of them just stay in there for a while. Standing on top of the boat isn't useful. I need you in the boat. Come on. There we go. Then we get into the boat as well, and we row them round to the extraction point, which I imagine Spider's going to want to move because I've just put it in the middle of the house. Once we get to the extraction point, faster, 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 we get out of the boat. We then break the boat, leaving them inside the cage, and we open the trap door, and they travel down. They just travel down. They travelled all the way down here. They're going to bunch up at the end. We'll deal with them next week. So that is them extracted. We then grab a villager, and this is the bit that has not been tested yet. We'll obviously get these villagers done first and Then we'll work on the 44 new ones. But we get one of these villagers round to one of the mason points. Get out of the boat. Break the boat. And come on, go to your home. What time of day is it? You should be trading. What time of day is it actually? We might be outside of trading hours. Let's quickly go check the clock. Now we are right in the middle of trading hours. Go, become a mason. You know you want to be. Right. In there, please. What? Please? That point of interest shouldn't be taken because the others won't see a path to it. Okay. In there. Yeah, that's it. Oh, no. I'll be back. I've been getting some more of the villages into place. And I also blocked off the route down below. And it seems that since I've done that, the newer villagers are getting the jobs. I suspect the others, I now just need to wait another day. So I'm going to continue getting them in. Do some trading. Any that are fine will leave. Any that are trying to sell glazed, they get removed as well. And slowly but surely, we'll get to where we need to go. There's no real nice place to film this from, so next time you see me, this will be done. I am done. The masons are all in place. I have left the system up for the last mason I did, because I wanted to go through the changes I made to my process, because I made some changes early on. You may remember that, I mean, of course you'll remember, for you, it was just a couple of minutes ago. It was taking the masons a little while to become masons. And I realised it had nothing to do with the people downstairs. It was the fact that I was using trapdoors, and they can potentially pass fine through trapdoors, even though they can't actually make the journey. So I replaced them with glass blocks, so they couldn't pass fine through, so the only stone cutter that they could see was the one behind them. They all became masons a lot faster after that. What I also did, because I had difficulty getting them into the boats, I learned if I break this trap door while they're in there, hey, get back in. We put the boat just outside so they have no chance of climbing up. Then the next time they walk out, they will immediately get into the boat. That was perfectly timed. Well done, you're a great volunteer. Let's get you back in. There is one other change I made, and this is through the villager breeder. So if we head over, I've changed their exit point. I need to cover up the previous exit, because that is still there. But now they come up through the floor. The reason is, if we drop them down, then when they're on that wall, if they're children, their head aren't going to be in the water. Now, sometimes they jump around and a baby villager wanders about. But for the most part, it means that we're only going to have adults in this section. So it just means getting what you need is a lot easier. This has been a fun little episode. Definitely went in a different direction than I was initially expecting, because it was going to be another part which was dealing with these guys. So we have a ton of villagers who are being weird, and we're going to be dealing with them in the next episode. So if you like this, please leave a like on the episode, subscribe if you haven't already, and I want to know down in the comments what you think we're going to be doing with those villagers. I already have a plan. I want to know what you think we're going to do. And in the meantime, I'm going to say thank you all for watching. My name is Weird and Bearded, and I will see you all next time.